Greetings, friend. Welcome back. Right, so this was a rather clean DRS11, I must admit. Although a lot of that probably has to do with the spawn here. The spawn is real easy. This is probably on the lower end in terms of difficulty for DRS11. So you get a couple of planet level 9s with nothing but storms and a single bomber. Pretty good. The Hydro sector only have Sentinels and Guardians and a single storm. Really good. You got this mess down here, but those are adjacent sectors. You don't have to hit those immediately, and plus, like most of the bad serbs are away from the bomber, so it could be worse. Not too shabby. These two planet level 11s don't have a bombers in them, so that's good. Okay, well, all three don't have bombers in them. So really, it's just a couple of sectors that have double bombers that are kind of the main thing, but the rest, really, really tame compared to what DRS11 can throw at you. Like the two planet level 9 sectors in the hydrogen sector, they could be planet level 10 and have phoenixes and storms and bombers in all three sectors. That is a possibility. So in other words, count your blessings. Right, so got the usual suspects. Got the vengeance ship and a couple of suspend brawlers. So since the hydras were pretty alone, I could easily just jump onto them and hit them with suspend and chain ray turret. And because I'm doing this, and also my vengeance ship can sit on some storms, I can look around the star and kind of make plans for things. I see these two sectors, and I figured, okay, I can go here, here, and here, and whatnot, because I've got time to think about what's going on in this star. Kind of a nice thing when you don't have to make up a plan on the go. Right, so that one finished earlier because it jumped earlier, of course. And right when it teleported, the destroyer spawned in. But luckily, this one spawned on the other side of the sector that it's going towards. So I could use that ship to intercept that one. This one just barely finished, and I was being vigilant because taking out hydras with bombers nearby, when the four hydrolings spawn, you can't attack anything else, any rockets for a good 8 seconds or so. So I was being cautious about that too. It's something that you got to keep in mind. So teleport over here, just so I'd be on the other side of the sector of these Cerberus. Let my shields recharge a little bit more, and also within range of the path of the destroyer, so I can intercept and EMP it. And up here, I decided while I was waiting for this one to get down, I could knock out this bomber while I'm up there. Although I probably should have waited a little longer. Waited until the destroyer was a little close to the asteroid I was aiming at, because all of these Serbs kind of came into play and knocked down my shields, but oh well. Kind of left that brawler to sit on the storms while the shields recharge. Although I did get a little impatient, although it might not be impatient. I think the right word would be greedy. I jumped on here when my shields were only halfway recharged. And I didn't think 6 Sentinels would hit that hard, but there you go. I guess they're Dark Sentinels, right? And with the other brawler went over here to knock out the bombers, so all going according to plan. Knock out the Hydras, intercept the destroyers, and then work on the bombers and whatnot. And the vengeance ship can sit on the storms. it can knock out these guardian sectors pretty easily and whatnot. Also, I probably didn't show that. Let me go back right quick. I used the vengeance ship over here to knock out this sector. Again, giving some credence to how useful the decoy drone can be to aid your vengeance ships in taking out non-planet sectors. So, yeah, it took out all that before it was destroyed. Pretty useful, I must admit. Right, so let's get back to where we were. Phone can handle it. Right. So, okay, that's right, yeah. So from here, excuse me, from here, it's pretty simple. Knocking out the bombers, everything was really clean. Like I was being patient, waited for my shields to get back to full and whatnot. All right, when that brawler was done, I teleported it over here and started working on that. And one strategy. There are two ways you can handle these types of sectors. You can jump onto these smaller Serbs and likely EMP if there are too many Guardians. And then, by the time the rockets reach across the sector, you can kind of move out of the way. Or you can jump onto the lonely bombers and they'll move away from you and on top of or towards the other signals or the other servers, I should say. And then you can just EMP them all in one glorious pause. And I think that's what I started doing, or what I did here. I mean, not with this one, but with the other one. And yeah, this one was kind of sitting there for a good second. It wasn't really doing much of anything. But yeah, I waited for those rockets to fire, jumped on top of the bombers, make them move towards the other Cerberus, and once everything is within range, EMP. And this is a really good showcase of what a well-placed EMP can do, because I knocked out that entire sector with just EMP. It's pretty good. And a little bit of elbow grease for the Colossus. And then I, just wanted to get this sector out of the way, because I knew I was going to have to make an escape route for myself if I needed it. And also to lure out the fire of these two bombers. But something else that I've been relearning as I'm doing these Dark Red Stars more and more. See, for the longest time, I was using Leap builds, meaning that I would have Rocket Drone and Leap. And I kept my Chainray turret just so I can kill the Hydras without losing my shield and, without losing hull or completely losing my shield. So, in other words, I didn't have Repair Drone for the longest time. So I had to keep on top of my shields. I had to make sure that they weren't low or anything. And I think some of that muscle memory finally got back to me, because in this run, I rarely ran out of my shield. I would leave the sector before my shield fully broke, usually. There are exceptions, like Suspend, we can put Suspend up and kind of ignore a ship if it's on a bunch of Signals, Guardians, Colossi, and Phoenixes, those kind of serves that just fire a basic weapon. And yeah, so that one did get kind of low, but I did have Repair Drone to get it back up. So that's the main use, or the main purpose of Repair Drone for me, is to it's there for emergencies. If you get blindsided by rockets or ghosts spawn right next to you when or walk next to you when you least expected them to, things like that would knock down your hull. You would use Repair Drone. Of course, there's also the method of just seeing your hull as extra shield and repairing it and whatnot. But Repair Drone does have a decently long cooldown, so in other words, I wouldn't want to knock my my shields down and lose half my hull all the time, just so I can repair it much later. It's a little bit more efficient. But so yeah, this sector here, I probably should have teleported onto the Sentinels because they were outside of the Phoenix's shield, but I kind of didn't. And also, this one did not have suspend up, so I did take a fair amount of hull damage once EMP wore off. And oh, I probably missed that. Yeah, because I was kind of on top of things while I was moving things around down here. I teleported the Vengeance ship to kill this sector. Pretty basic thing. Um, so yeah, that was pretty easy, pretty simple, and I only needed one Vengeance trigger on one planet. The the beauty of well, I guess an easy spawn really, but taking out the Hydras early and whatnot. So yeah, pretty good run. No real hiccups. I mean, a couple, but nothing too detrimental. And yeah. So, what's the what would be the lesson for this one, right? Um, well, I guess really it's to. I mean, I guess this is kind of the same lesson as the last two times, but just don't or take your time. Don't let your shields um you know uh, die out and whatnot. If your shields are getting low and you're taking hull damage, probably best to leave the sector, especially if you don't have repair drone, right? I guess that could be the lesson here. I'm not too sure. And yeah, my civilian ships kind of got in kind of late. I was relaxing a little too much there, but you know, it was it was okay in the end. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna go get some coffee finally, and I will I will see you around. Ta ta for now.